Hello dear friends, big and small, who love fairy tales, glowing star emoji. Today, me will tell you a magical story about Jack and the Beanstalk, a tale where magic appears, cleverness wins, and courage makes the impossible possible. If you enjoy this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you won't miss more cinematic fairy tales, red heart emoji. In a small village at the foot of a mountain, there lived a poor boy named Jack. He lived with his mother in a tiny, run-down house, where beads of her sweat often fell on the rusty tin roof from early morning until late at night. Despite their poverty, the house was warm, filled with love, old but treasured possessions, and the rare laughter of Jack playing in the small yard. Jack was curious, adventurous, and often dreamed of the vast world beyond the village. Every morning, as the first light of dawn streamed through the tiny window, he would gaze at the distant meadows and forests, imagining himself exploring, discovering magical things, towering mountains, enormous ancient trees, castles floating on clouds, a world full of wonders waiting to be discovered. One day, the family's only cow stopped giving milk. Jack's mother said, "Jack, take the cow to sell it. We need money to buy food." Jack nodded, leading the cow along the narrow dirt path, through green fields and bushes. Along the way, he met a mysterious man dressed in shimmering clothes, with eyes that were both mysterious and kind. The man handed Jack 5 magical beans, saying, "Plant these, and a miracle will happen." Jack held the beans, his heart fluttering. When he got home and showed them to his mother, she was furious. "Are you crazy? You traded the cow for some useless beans?" In anger, she threw the beans out the window. Jack lowered his head in sadness, but deep inside, a spark of hope remained. He thought to himself, "One day, these beans will change our lives." The next morning, Jack woke up to gasp in astonishment. A giant beanstalk had grown straight into the sky, twisting and reaching into the clouds. His heart raced with a mix of excitement and nervousness. Without hesitation, he began to climb. Every step was an adventure. The wind rustled the leaves. White clouds swirled around his feet. Birds darted past, and occasionally, dewdrops fell on his face. The higher he climbed, the village below seemed tiny, like a model. At the top, Jack saw a massive castle in the clouds, shining with golden light. Tall stone pillars touched the clouds, and windows glittered like diamonds. He carefully entered and saw the giant and his wife, tending to their treasure. The castle was filled with gold coins, hens laying golden eggs, and musical instruments that played themselves, echoing through the halls. Jack trembled but remained clever. He stealthily took some gold and tucked it into his shirt. Suddenly, the giant discovered him, roaring,
"Fifayefofum, I smell the blood of an Englishman."
The roar shook the castle. The floor trembled under the giant's massive steps. Jack ran, jumping across spiral staircases, narrowly avoiding the giant's enormous feet. His heart pounded, sweat dripped down his face, but his mind stayed sharp, calculating every move. He rushed to the beanstalk and climbed down as fast as he could. When the giant followed, Jack grabbed an axe and chopped the stalk. The beanstalk swayed violently. Leaves and branches crashed to the ground, and finally, the stalk fell, crushing the giant. Jack stood panting, looking at the fallen beanstalk. He felt a mixture of fear and pride. He and his mother, once poor, were now rich from the treasure. But Jack also learned a valuable lesson: courage, intelligence, cleverness, and seizing opportunities can change your life. From that day on, Jack would often stand gazing at the fields, remembering every step up the magical beanstalk, the giant's terrifying roars, and the joyful smile on his mother's face. Life may be simple, but magic always exists if you dare to step forward and believe. And that's the story of Jack and the Beanstalk, glowing star emoji. If you loved Jack's adventure, don't forget to like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe can bring you more cinematic fairy tales. See you next time, and may your days be full of magic and joy. Sparkles emoji.